Hello, my name is Scott Ingram, and this is for Server Class Lab 1. We have 5 different things to do today. Number 1, we will demonstrate creating a new virtual 10 gigabit drive in VMware and attach that new drive to disk 1 to computer 2020 server 1. Next, we will create a simple volume using just 5 gigabytes of the 10 gigabyte disk 1. Then we will convert disk 1 from a basic disk to a dynamic disk. Then we will extend the simple volume to add 2 gigabytes more of the unallocated space. Finally, we will demonstrate using the diskpart.exe command utility to extend disk 1 to use the remaining 3 gigabytes of unallocated space. Now we are in our 2020 Server 01. It has been turned off, and we are going to attempt to add a 10 gigabyte hard disk to the said server. So we're going to click on that, and it brings this up for us. It says hard disk 40 gigabyte drive. We want to add one of those, so we will click add. Right here we see in the add hardware wizard the hardware type. We want to add a hard disk, so we will click next. Create a new virtual disk. That's definitely what we want to do, so we will click next. We want to leave it as SCSI. That is recommended also, so we will click next. Now here we will want to change this because we are wanting to add 10 gigs and not 40 gigs. So we will change that to 10, and we will click next. Here's where we will save it at, the file where it will be saved at, and then we will click finish. And we have done all of this. We see the 10 gig is here in our virtual machine settings, so we will click OK. Now we have a new hard disk with a 10 gigabytes on it. Now we are inside 2020 Server 01. We will click Start right here. Go to Administrative Tools, and we want to go to Computer Management to access our memory. Alright, now here's where Disk Management is stored at, so we'll click on that. And here is the 10 gig drive that we originally put in. So now we see it's not online, so we will right click and put it online. And now we will need to initialize this disk. So we will initialize the disk. It tells us we must initialize the disk before the logical disk manager can access it. So we have it checked. We're going to do it on the master boot record, and we'll click OK. And we have 10 gigs, and they are online. We still have unallocated space, so we will right click on that, and we want to add 5 gig of new simple volume. This opens up the new simple volume wizard, and we want to click next. And here we see we have 10,237. We're going to change this to 5,120. Click next. We are going to put this in, let's put it in X, and we're going to click next. We're going to name this Data 01, and we're going to perform a quick format on it, and we'll click next. Right here we're completing the new simple volume wizard. There's all the information about what we're doing, and now we'll click finish, and the 5 gig is coming up. It's formatted. Alright, now we will take disk 1 and we will convert it from a basic disk, see it's basic, to a dynamic disk. So we're going to right click, and we're going to convert to dynamic disk, and we're going to make sure it's in disk 1 is where we're doing this. We're going to hit OK, and there's disk 1 will convert, yes, and we're going to convert it. So the operation will convert the selected basic disk. So that's what we want to do. And we are sure we want to continue, so we continue. And there it is. It has been converted. Now we will extend the simple volume to add 2 gigabytes more to the unallocated space. So we will right click on the data. We will click extend volume, and it will welcome us to the extend volume wizard. We will click next. We will change this number to 2072. We'll click next, and this is the disk selected, and we will click finish. And you'll see we have 7 gig here and 2.92 gig here. Right, now we will go back in. We're going to demonstrate how to use the diskpart exe command to extend the disk 1 to use the remaining almost 3 gig there of unallocated space. So we will press start. We'll go into run. We'll press in CMD, enter. And here we are at the command line. Now we will put in diskpart.exe, enter. And we are in the diskpart now. We will list the volume so we know what's there. And there's our volume. Here's our data 1. And we want to select that volume, so we will select volume 0, and we will hit enter. And now it is the selected volume, and we want to extend the size to that. We're going to extend size equal 3072, enter, and it successfully extended the volume. So now we are going to exit and close that out, and we can see all of it has been filled up, 10 gig. So I thank you for watching the video, and that's the end.